You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Welcome to another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast, where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnnie.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 112.
112. Room 112, where the players dwell. Hey, I'm Ralph, a.k.a. Segway Saying, as given to me by Orson.
Yeah, man. Shout out to old man. That's a fire nickname because you are the Segway Kings or Segway Saying. And today I'm the B Mike Bandit. We out here today. Out here. New listeners, please follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated the podcast. Twitter is Oversat Podcast. Instagram is Oversat the Podcast. And our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And make sure you check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. If you want to follow us individually, I am the Mind of Ralph on Instagram and Twitter.
On Twitter, I'm JON 2 underscores the letter B. On Instagram, I'm JBS_ESL_AAMU. Ralph, my guy, how are you?
I'm okay. It's a weird place.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. But,
yes.
You know, still in grief, still in pain, but I'm doing it on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm okay for the most part. Like, I haven't been, down or anything.
Got you. That's all you can hope for, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
But
Again,
how you doing?
I'm good, man. Happy Father's Day, like Ralph just said. Happy belated Juneteenth.
Yeah, all
that good stuff. I'm good, man. I know we talked about this on mic. I was having back problems.
Yeah.
A lot better now.
Mm-hmm.
My disdain for urgent care has grown even more now. We can talk about that later. But yeah, I'm good. I'm in high spirits. Got a chance to see one of the GOATs of hip hop last night, Busta Rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
Free concert here in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Soul Taco, which is like a Mexican Asian fusion type place. They were celebrating their 10-year anniversary here in St. Louis and threw a block party. And had some local St. Louis artists perform, and then Busta Rhymes headline, which was dope. It was super dope, man.
How long you perform?
About 40 minutes.
That's fair.
You know what's crazy about his hoes that he didn't even do like his mega hits. Like he didn't even do mega hits. But the set was so like put together, like the show was so good, like you didn't even notice, and it was still enjoyable. Like Spliff was there with him. It's like they incorporated live skits into the show, like the transitions from songs to like it was amazing. Like Busta Rhymes' performance is amazing. You hear about it all the time, but to actually see it in person, shit was dope, man. Shit was dope.
Yeah, that sounds like a pre-concert. He didn't give you the big hits. Like, come on, fam.
But it's like the show was still so good. You can't even be mad at it. It was free.
It's free.
It was
That's
free.
He could have been out there 10 minutes.
Facts. That's facts. But he a really good solid 40 minutes.
No, that's what's up, because you're talking about, Busta, who's an elder statesman at this point, so
Facts.
It makes sense that he can come out and do a 40-minute show. You don't feel like you got cheated, even though he didn't even reach to the top tier of his catalog, that sounds nuts.
And it's crazy because that didn't even hit me until today. Like the concert was last night, and I'm just in awe because I'm looking directly into Busta Rhymes' eyes. Like this shit was crazy.
Don't say that again.
It was there. Anyway.
Don't say that again.
I'm looking at his face.
Okay.
He's on stage.
He's looking in my eyes and he's staring back. You sound like that's what it sounds like.
We locked eyes.
We locked eyes.
Listen, man. Shit was dope. Whole performance was dope. Shout out to Spliff. Shout out to Busta. It was great, man. That shit was amazing. What's crazy is he actually filled in for Ghostface. Ghostface was supposed to perform, but I'm not sure what happened, but he wasn't able to come. So Busta replaced him.
I would go see Busta before I see Face, and there's no.
Same.
I just think the only thing is I saw that and I was just like, I don't do block parties no more. I don't do that shit. I'm sorry. Give me a place to sit down.
And look,
it could have been my absolute favorite artist. Do I have a place to sit down?
Gotcha.
If not, no. That is a hard no.
I'm not mad at you. It's crazy because the block party started at 3 p.m. right? Busta he was supposed to perform at 9. Mm-hmm. Didn't start until 9:40. So I got there at 7. So at 7 is when the actual concert started. So Mastermind, shout out to Mastermind, St. Louis artist. Mm-hmm. He performed for like 30-40 minutes. His set was dope too.
Okay.
He performed. There's a Korean R&B artist. Her name is Mai Lee.
Okay.
I never heard of her, but apparently she's like well known in the city. She had a really good set. Mm-hmm. Decent songs. She had choreography, dancers out there twerking. It was great. It was good to see. And then there was another DJ. I forgot this DJ's name, but he pretty much held us over until Busta got on. So, okay. Dope night, man. It was a dope night. It was a dope night. So shout out to Soul Taco. Shout out to Busta. Shout out to Spliff. Shout out to Mastermind. Yeah, man. It was a good day. Good day. Shout out to Juneteenth. That's how I celebrated my Juneteenth.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. We getting to it?
Yeah.
Off the dome. Let's do it. I'll go first. My right. All right. So in the spirit of me basically scratching off an artist from my bucket list that I have to see, let me ask you, what's one artist that's still alive that you haven't seen perform live that you feel like you absolutely must see? Because I know you've seen Jay-Z. Mm-hmm.
Well, that wouldn't necessarily be at the top of my list either. Mm-hmm. Like, I fuck with Jay, but it don't have to be Jay. Gotcha. I'm trying to think of somebody that's like a top tier performer, per se. Mm-hmm. Somebody that I haven't seen. That's a good question because I guess it depends on the mood, depends on genre, depends on. Let me think. Who haven't I seen? I feel like I've seen like the creme de la creme. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like
the top tier.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's Eminem. I feel I really want to see Eminem live. I haven't. I feel like I haven't had the opportunity, and I probably won't because he doesn't even tour in the United States. Like I would have to go to London or some shit to see him. Yeah. Which I wouldn't be mad at.
Yeah. You know what? I have to think of somebody that's catalog that I haven't, like I'm really a fan of and I haven't seen. Mm-hmm. And that's probably The Game. But he'd be on so much goofy stuff to where he probably went tour. Yeah. And then I don't want to start talking about JC Young like that, man. He just messed up his own bags in this way. But that was somebody that I probably want to see because I've been a fan since day one, and I'm pretty much investing in his catalog to the point where I can enjoy the entire show. Right. I'm not mad at that. Shout out to The Game, man. Mm-hmm. That's what's up. Yeah. My off the dome. I want to see how far you can dig deep. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, samples are a huge thing in hip hop, even R&B, right? Mm-hmm. Usually samples come out great. You know what I'm saying? Like they take these songs that we haven't heard from in a while, and they flip them. All that great stuff. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard a sample that was dope? And then you go back and listen to the original. You was like, I don't really like the original song. Oh, that's a great question. So, what's that for you? You gotta give me obviously the sample. I've heard the sampled song. You heard the sampled song first. You're like, oh, I like this. Where is the elements of this song coming from? And then you go listen to the original song. You're like,
And then it made me not like the sample.
No. You just didn't like the.
I didn't like the original song.
Yeah.
Ooh. Honest, I don't know if that's ever happened.
That has happened. I was just like, well, I'll give you my answer while you kind of thinking of it. Well, new rapper. Well, not new. Well, he's new. Well, Rod Wave. Mm-hmm. He has a song that's out on the radio right now called Street Runner. Mm-hmm. And it has elements of a song called Mixed Signals by Ruth B. The entire song is virtually her hook sped up to the beat. Okay. I was like, I like this, but let me go listen to the original. And it slowed down. Like, it's very, very slow. I don't really like a voice like this. So I was just like, I'm going to just keep listening to the sample that got me rocking. But I can't, I really don't like the original song like that.
That's funny. I'm going to be honest. Like, I really don't think.
Because usually
I don't think that's ever happened. Like,
usually you fuck with the song, so it's like, I can see myself enjoying the original. Mm-hmm. And I don't know.
Because at this point, it's like there are current songs and songs that we grew up on that I know the samples of, mm-hmm. but I like the original song. Mm-hmm. So, and there's probably songs that have been sampled that I don't know what the original samples are. Mm-hmm. So it's like I can't really recall one
that you didn't like.
That I didn't like the original song.
Yeah, the original song just wasn't it for me.
Damn. See. And that's why this is off the dome. Like, if I did some digging, I could find one, but just off the top. Damn.
Because whenever I listen to a song and I know it's a sample, or I hear something that's been taken from somewhere else, I'm going to go listen to the original just to hear it. Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, you do become, a fan of the older song, but the older song wasn't it. And this song wasn't, like, even old. This song was, like, from 2017, so... The original song.
Okay, it's from 2017. Oh, damn. And who was the original artist?
Ruth B.
Damn, Ralph has stumped me for the first time in 2021. Damn. That's crazy. But, see, now I'm going to go back and try to find one. Because now it's burning in my brain. Like, I'm upset that I can't think of one. That was a dope. That's a dope question though. I like that.
Well,
that's hard.
That was off the dome. If you can think of a song that was sampled and you don't like the original song where the sample was taken from, let us know.
Definitely. And what's one artist that's still alive that you haven't seen that's on your bucket list to go see? Let us know.
Yes, sir, man. But you know how we give it up. It's definitely time to get into the OS News docket. We got a few things going on this week that we have to discuss, but first things first, I don't think we'll be here long, so let's talk about the Verzuz. The recap of the Verzuz. We had Trina, the Diamond Princess, and Eve, Pitbull in the skirt, square off on Verzuz last Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
During the week. Yeah, during the week. Johnnie, what do you think, man?
I guess let me just start by saying I owe Trina an apology. I think I came on here last week before, and I was like, I don't really think Trina got it. And she definitely shut me up.
Not just you. It was a lot of
a
lot of people being disrespectful.
And listen, I can always acknowledge when I'm wrong, and I am right here, right now, apologizing to Trina. Trina, she showed up. She had a lot of features that I forgot about.
Sneaky features. And that's why I said she never stopped rapping. And that's why I was like, of course, Eve has the way bigger songs. Mm-hmm. I get, like I said, but after a while, them features go start hitting. And when I tuned in the Verzuz, I'll say this, I didn't watch the entire Verzuz in its entirety. Okay. But when I came in, Eve was getting slapped around. I was like,
you must have came in on like the second 10 because that's when shit really started. Like even the first 10. So I think I came in maybe 10 or so minutes late.
Yeah.
But even the first 10, Trina was still getting some of them.
And then the thing with Eve's catalog, a lot of her Swiss Beats production sounds trash now. You know what I'm saying? So like even though this is a big song, I don't like. Like I always said, I've never been a big fan of Swiss Beats production. So, that's a personal thing, right? But right now, it just sounds antiquated. It sounds old. It sounds dated. Like a lot of
lot of
Eve's
whistles
beats,
and
a
shit.
lot of Eve's beats sound like they from 2001.
Oh, that's funny. It's true. It's true. I do want to tip my hat to Eve because it was like 1 a.m.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she performed in London.
Yeah.
So with no crowd around, nothing. So
She
for
just
her to
had
be able to do that was
Yeah,
dope.
she had to make that work. But you know, Eve ain't tripping, man.
Oh
She
yeah, listen.
billionaire, living over in London somewhere. Come on, man.
Somebody said her husband was in the corner doing this.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Shit was funny.
But no, I think the thing with the thing with Trina, right? Trina never really had to change anything. She's always been consistent throughout her career. And model consistency is something that I always respect.
Thanks.
So Trina from 99 when she first debuted with Trick, it's just kind of been like the same. You may not go to Trina for lyricism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that may not be you. But the City Girls and all that stuff now, she's like that's the lane that she paved, especially for a Southern female rap artist.
This is true. These are facts. These are facts.
So you know, like I forgot how quickly she was on the song with Lotto last year. Like I forgot just that quickly. Like real ass bitch from the South. Like I was like, oh, I forgot about that song. And that song went hard last year. You know what I'm saying? It was just one of those songs that kind of float. If you heard it in those spaces, you appreciate it.
Yeah,
you know, maybe it's just not the song for you, but if you heard it in the space, you appreciate it.
Yep, 100%. I definitely forgot she was on the Right There remix.
Mm-hmm.
I 100% forgot that. B drop. I was like, oh. Anytime that or a St. Louis staple comes on, like you just automatically get the the chicken head in your spirit. Yeah. Again, I apologize, Trina. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. It turned out to be a really good verses, and this has to be the shortest verses in history. The shit was an hour and a half, and done. They didn't take a break.
Because one, Eve doesn't have a lot of songs to pull from, and Trina has a lot of features. So we just gonna keep these.
One verse.
Yeah, we gonna keep these songs.
A verse and a hook, and we good.
Yeah, we gonna keep these joints. But a minute.
But I like that though.
And they kept going back and forth though. And one thing that we talked about even last week, these women don't have beef. It is a mutual respect, love, and admiration between these two queens. So that's one thing that we can always tip our hats to. You know what I'm saying? So,
and you can tell they were genuinely enjoying each other's music, rapping the words along, like all that. It was great. It was great to see.
Yeah,
it was great.
And then definitely with like them ending on My Chick Bad remix, because I was like, they're on a song together. I just couldn't put my finger on it. That was the one. So,
which I was like leading up to it, because I figured they were going to do it, but I'm like, okay, I know we got a lag in between like the video, so how they gonna do this? And Eve was rapping offbeat because of the lag. But whatever. She still made it work.
It's Eve, man.
Yeah, so it's all.
But shout out to those ladies, man. But
I'm sorry, Trina. I'm sorry. You killed that shit. And they both look great.
Yeah, that's very true. Real body.
Oh man.
Okay, well, all facts. Speaking of apologies too late, the U.S. government has now made Juneteenth a national holiday. Johnnie.
It's so many. I feel like it's so many layers to this story.
Oh yeah, we gonna get into it. OS style.
So, I'm just off the back. I'm already conflicted. Like it's cool. It's a national holiday. But like, why is it now a national holiday? I don't know how I feel about white people getting off on a national holiday. On Juneteenth being a national holiday. There are several states that have been, I guess, going back and forth the last few months about critical race theory, which I'm still not even 100% on what that is right now, but I know teaching about slavery and Juneteenth and what it represents is like included in that, and a lot of states are trying to ban that or have banned those teachings in public, like in schools. It's so much to this. So it's like there are states that's banning the teachings of what Juneteenth is, but yet on the national, on the federal level, here's the holiday. It's nationally recognized now. Like it's such a contradiction to itself. So it's like I'm conflicted. And even honestly, 5 years ago, I know there are certain cities within the country that have been celebrating Juneteenth for decades, which is great. But personally, 5 years ago, not saying I didn't know what Juneteenth was, but I'm not going to say that I recognized it the way we're recognizing it now. But it's just because it wasn't something that was really like taught to me. Like I just didn't know really.
It's kind of like if you know type of situation. I think I'm gonna piggyback off what you just said and then get into my spiel about it. I think with Juneteenth just being celebrated as a holiday, I think it depends on the community that you're raised in, the way it's been taught to you and introduced to you. I think they popularize and glamorize other holidays and Independence Days outside of this.
Yep.
So that's where the disconnect as maybe a overall community comes in when it comes to Juneteenth. I would say, the more you learn, the more you kind of get into it, and then now I can appreciate it more. Because I would say, like you said, 5 years ago, I don't know how much I was necessarily thinking about Juneteenth, but the more you just become aware, you're just like, this is something that I should take pride in.
Right.
So now, moving forward, Juneteenth is not a holiday because of this, but just a holiday in a sense.
Right, because of what it represents.
Yes, what it represents. Now, just as far as the U.S. government, making this a holiday, just kind of skipping past necessary steps to give this, give a paid holiday to all federal employees. I won't get into where I work, but, I benefit from that. So it's cool, right? I didn't care. I was going to work Friday anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was going to work Friday, and I worked on Juneteenth, too. Quite a skill. But it's just like, what we doing, right? Is, okay.
It's so weird. Like I don't know how to feel.
This is being co-opted, and I don't like it. Like, okay. And then we're going to go the critical race theory route, right? There are a lot of atrocities that are taught in history class. But why is this one being excluded? We can talk about the Holocaust all day and how Germans did that to the Jews because it's not America. We whitewashed Thanksgiving to the point where we just think the Pilgrims and the Indians sat down and shit was
got
sweet.
along and shit.
Yeah,
like,
thought the shit was sweet. That's not historically accurate.
Right.
So why is white fragility, like the white feelings and white tears, you know what I'm saying? Like, why do they feel that they can't learn about the history that they, if I was white, I don't know if I would let y'all guilt me into nothing. Like, I'm like, I didn't do anything. Like I didn't do anything. Like, yeah, is there white privilege? Absolutely. But I'm not, like, you're not going to guilt me. So, I mean, I feel for you. Like, I would be like, I feel for you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel for you, Antoine. I don't know what you want me to do. but I acknowledge my privilege, and I'll do what I can. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not a legislator. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, and I don't get where, they protect their innocence like this. You're not protecting them. You're actually making it worse.
Right. It's like it's almost like putting a spotlight on it is somewhat watering down what it represents. Because like I was saying before, like 5 years ago, a lot of black people were not even really recognizing it, right? But as people learn more about it, it's becoming more recognizable in the black community, which is great. Just let us have it. Like, I really don't think it needed to be.
We're not gonna like this when the white people are wearing dashikis or whatever, the kente cloth at the bar talking about, let me get you a shot because because you have to think about how maybe someone of Latino descent, feels on Cinco de Mayo, which is not even Mexican Independence Day when you actually do the research. I was like, oh damn, my bubble's busted. But yet we're out here drinking tequila and sombreros. So that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? So us as blacks, we can't get mad when the same thing happens on Juneteenth. When it's Juneteenth, it's gonna be Juneteenth parties. It's gonna be pub crawls. Black people don't go to pubs, but it's gonna be. But it's gonna be pub crawls though. So it's like nuts.
Oh my God, it's
the U.S. government bypassed so much to give a federal like putting that in to nothing is pretty much a slap in our face in a sense.
It's like it's their attempt at. I feel like it's either their attempt at putting a Band-Aid on all the bullshit we've endured for hundreds of years, or it's like them thinking that they are acknowledging black people, but they're ignoring everything we've been asking for, like reparations, like that type of
or legislation that protects us from race killings, rather it be from the hands of a policeman or other. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had no problem signing an Asian hate bill into legislation, and they did that very, very quickly. Salute to our Asian brothers and sisters because they deserve that. But I mean, what's understood doesn't need to be said. Like, I don't have
we shouldn't have to get on here and say the Stop Asian Hate movement was like 6 months, if that, and then they got legislation. We literally went through Jim Crow, Civil War, all that type of shit. Even till now, where we do see these videos of unarmed black men and women get killed almost every month, yet we still can't get the type of legislation we need to stop that from happening to us.
Yeah. But
we get Juneteenth as a federal holiday. That's not helping shit. It's probably going to make shit worse.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, this is definitely on the shoulders of Biden and Harris and their whole administration because this was allowed. This was allowed. So there's no absolving or trying to say, oh, well, they didn't know or they didn't. No, they do. And it's just kind of like a spit in the face to all the black voters that, went out and supported both of them, right?
It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that we can't catch a break, man. We really can't catch a break. Nothing ever works to our advantage or in our favor, and yet shit just keeps happening.
Right.
Fam, I would lose my mind if I see a Juneteenth pub crawl next year.
Oh no, just get ready to lose it because it's gonna happen.
Like, this is nuts. It's insane.
And people have a lot of valid points were being thrown around on social media, and I tend to agree with maybe let's say 85% of what I saw. Like Walmart or Target will start selling Juneteenth apparel. So would you support that, or would you go to such and such that makes the shirt? You know what I'm saying? Like the black owner that makes the shirt.
Yeah.
But the other side of it was like, look, if your shirt costs $60, I'm going to Walmart. That was funny.
It was funny.
That was funny.
I'm just listen, man. Listen, we got to talk about like these. I want to support small businesses, but fam, you can't slap vinyl on a Hanes T-shirt and sell it for $60. That's crazy.
Walmart got the same tee, bro. Like, that's a Walmart shirt with the logo that you didn't even design on there. But that's another story.
Yeah, man.
Another story for another day. Let's talk about some schools that might teach critical race theories. And that's Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine's new school in Los Angeles, as well as Pharrell maybe doing a private school in Virginia Beach. We have two hip hop icons and a record head, a billionaires, all in probably, Pharrell's probably a billionaire too. Probably.
Low key.
They're getting ready to fund schools for lower income kids.
Yes.
So pretty much that breaks down the whole stories. But Johnnie, what do you think about this?
So, first off, I just want to say I think this is dope on both ends. A little bit more dope leaning toward the Dr. Dre, Jimmy Iovine side.
Yeah.
Only because their school is a public school.
Yeah.
And reading the article on Hip Hop DX, they were explaining how they wanted to make school cool for basically black kids, to let them know that there are other, or prepare them for the type of job opportunities they may want or never thought they could have, like working at an Apple or something like that.
Yeah.
So basically getting their, I guess, shifting their minds, because I know we always drill doctors and, you know, all that type of stuff, which is cool,
Yeah.
but like letting them know, hey, there are other types of fields out there. Because from what I remember, I didn't really have that when I was coming up in school. It was like, pick one of these non-trade jobs, go to college, make sure you get your degree, and work in that shit for 40 years and retire. Like, so showing kids that there are alternatives to that, I think is a good thing. And it's a public school. Like, I think that's dope. So they won't have to pay like any extra money, which I feel like is the one downside to Pharrell school. His school is supposed to be for underprivileged kids as well. So I'm not sure how that's going to work with it being a private school, because there is going to be tuition charged at some point.
Yeah, I think he said it was going to be low. I mean, if the idea is to get a particular demographic in there, I think they'll finagle. They'll figure that out.
Yeah.
And usually when you go private, it's to be separate from any public school umbrella. So you don't have to, adhere to curriculum things and things like that.
Gotcha.
So that's why you would do a private school.
Gotcha.
You can kind of implement the curriculum that you see fit, but you gotta pay for that.
Right.
You gotta pay for that.
Makes sense.
So that's why I think that would, that's dope. It's dope that they're both doing it. It looks like it says that Dre and Jimmy's school will open in fall of next year, which I think is, that's pretty quick for a school. And I wonder if they're breaking ground on something new, or maybe rehabbing an old high school. I'm not sure about that. I don't know how I feel about Jimmy being on this one though. Jimmy Iovine has benefited a lot from hip hop in general, right? Him being the head of Interscope for all those years. Dre, you couldn't find nobody else, bro. You couldn't find nobody else, fam.
I mean, Jimmy Iovine has been Dre's business partner for a long time now. Like, they got the beat shit off the ground.
Yeah, God.
I don't know, man.
I mean, you're right. He has been his business partner, but
they haven't failed together. So I guess it's like,
all right.
That's just me trying to play devil's advocate.
No,
it's just
you're making logical points. I just don't want to hear you because it's Jimmy Iovine, man.
Listen, I understand. But I mean, from a business standpoint, man, if we ain't lost yet, if we ain't failed yet,
let's keep going,
why
baby.
not?
Let's keep going,
why
baby.
not?
Let's keep going.
Motherfuckers made $3 billion from beats just on some. Let's start a headphone company. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
But
it's dope, man. Shout out to Dr. Dre. It's like, and for real.
Yeah.
What I can appreciate is that we have these staples in Black culture, starting these types of institutions for children in the United States.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully this is and LeBron James, he opened his school a few years ago. So hopefully this is the beginning of a trend. Not necessarily saying all celebrities to open schools, but maybe this will branch off into other things going forward.
I'm actually not against the kid celebrities doing this, because you're giving back in another way. We take schools and name them after local educators and Dr. Martin Luther King and all that great stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So if you have a private financier as a celebrity doing it, or public if that's the case, doing this, I'm not against it, because still you have to invest in what's going to be the future.
Facts.
So I'm totally with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not as conflicted as some people may be. You know what I'm saying? Because I can see the other side of this being like, I hate, them doing this, sticking their, hands in pots where it doesn't belong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This actually gets me to thinking. I was having this conversation earlier today, like thinking about the generation after Generation Z.
Yeah.
And how they literally are going to grow up not knowing what it's like not to have technology at their disposal. Like they're going to whatever they want to do or plan to do is going to be accelerated. I feel like tenfold because the access to so much information is just there at their fingertips. Like, imagine not knowing what a floppy disk is. Imagine not knowing what a CD is. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. Those are antiquated at this point. Like, old as hell.
That's nuts.
Speaking of something that's old as hell, right? Jada Pinkett decides to pull out an old poem from her dear friend, beloved Tupac, Shakur, on his 50th birthday, which just passed last week. I don't know I don't even know how I forgot that, but you know, Tupac's birthday was last week.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Pac, R.I.P.
Yeah. But yeah, she decides to share this never before seen poem.
Never before seen or heard.
Never before seen or heard, yeah. On Pac's 50th, what would have been his 50th birthday. Johnny, do we have any thoughts about this, man?
All right, so literally the first thing when I actually saw a picture of the poem, so we just gonna ignore the fact that paper looked fresh as hell.
She probably rewrote it.
So you think it's an actual poem?
I really think this is a Tupac poem. I think she just rewrote it. I think she just rewrote it over time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, that changes my whole argument.
Because I
thought it might have been fake. So I just don't understand. Like, I don't understand. I feel for Will Smith.
That's the first thing I said. I said, fuck this paper. I said,
hell, what is
poor Will Smith. Willard, what are we doing, fam? Okay, this is my thing. And I have a take on this, right?
He don't deserve this.
Oh, Will get dragged.
He don't deserve it.
Will deserves so much better. Jesus Christ, man. Like, he can't fight the ghost of Tupac. Like, he got nothing. He had nothing for Pac when he was alive.
He got to pull up on Tupac headstone or something like.
Nah, Tupac the Cuban, man. He ain't dead. I totally believe Tupac. Maybe, okay, you know why I was so fresh? Tupac mailed it.
Fam, no, we're not doing that.
He don't know how to email. He mailed it.
Do they have email too?
Yeah, they got email stuff down there. But, you know, he mailed it, though.
How you get an address? So they been pen pals this whole time?
Come on, man.
Look at this shit.
Jada Pinkett Smith keeps Tupac's name in her mouth for good or worse, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And they have a friendship, quote unquote, because now it just seems a little eerie at this point. Why do you have the poem? Of all the people, Tupac was engaged to one of Quincy Jones' daughters at the time of his death. Why does she not have the poem? Why do you have it? I got questions. I didn't even bother trying to read it because I was like, oh my God, this is such a grab for attention.
I didn't read it either, but on the paper the poem was written on, I saw like an I drawn instead of writing the word I. Do we think Pop would do that? That's why I thought the shit was fake. Jada Pinkett Shakur. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like,
this is the thing, right? Tupac died when he was 25, right? So every memory that Jada probably has with him, good, bad, or indifferent, there's more so good because there's a finite amount of time that we spend.
It has to be good.
You know, it has to be good. It's a finite amount of time, right? Now, you were with Will during y'all friendship and when Pac was still here on this earth, and they could have. I think Jada's kind of at fault in the sense of just looking at this thing from retrospect, right? And like you could have made Will comfortable with that, you know what I'm saying? But you never did, and that man is clearly still insecure right now, and it's okay because no matter how big Will is, I'm talking about movies.
Fam, this is Will Smith, okay?
You make Will Smith feel small because it's Tupac. It's Tupac Shakur. Like you got nothing for him. Will said that in the interview, I had nothing for him then.
I just don't understand. I do not understand. They probably, like, did they go to high school together? Like, how long did they know each other before Pac passed?
Childhood. Oh, you talking about Jada and Pac?
Yeah.
They were friends in high school. Or like maybe even before then. They went to performing arts high school together.
Like, Jada is single-handedly keeping the memory of Tupac alive. Like single-handedly, I feel like.
You don't hear his fiance talk about him as much. Matter of fact, you don't even see her. I don't even know what she looks like. I just know she's Quincy Jones.
Like what? I just feel for my guy Will, man. I do. And somebody made a point on social media a while ago about Jada and Will. Maybe Will did something in private to Jada that never like was made public, and now she's just trying to get back at him still. Like,
well, I think, I never heard of Jada speak of Pac more. She's spoken of Pac more now since like it seems like in the past 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
And that's, known time that Will and Jada have had their issues. The thing is, we put Will and Jada on such a pedestal, and now it seems like every time we see something from them or from that camp, it just seems, messy, what I'm saying, for the lack of a better word, right? Yeah, like, because they are Hollywood A-listers. They are A-list, both of them, right? But it's just like, Jesus Christ, I wish y'all have kept that private. And, the whole thing, and then, Jada being entangled with August and all that stuff. So
was that this year? That was last year.
No, that was last year.
Okay.
But it's just
why does it still seem fresh? Was it late last year?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I just remember Will's face with the red eyes sitting at the table just looking dead inside. And then now we have this handwritten letter.
Will and Jada were having their issues. I don't know if both of them's creeping out. Like, we don't know. And I don't even want to say
right.
It's
none of our business.
Really, it's not. But
they
put it out there.
They put this shit out there.
Well, when you're a public couple and you talk about these things and all, and then you put it out there, it's only for us to talk about.
Yeah.
Right. You're a public couple.
It's fair when you put it out there in the public. It's fair game now.
Yeah.
So, I don't understand. I understand it was Pac's 50th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand why she continues to do this to Will. I don't get it. Like we understand now. We know the relationship that Pac and Jada had. We understand that because for years she's told us. And she's just not gonna stop.
Never gonna stop. She's never gonna let up. Ever. Poor guy.
I know. Like we said, this is Will Smith. Poor guy.
How you feel bad for Will Smith?
Like, that's crazy, ain't it?
Only time I ever felt bad for Will Smith was when, his daddy loved him. That's it. And that was fake.
It's funny because it's true.
Okay.
It's funny because it's true. I was trying to like refute it, but no.
Oh, okay. That's the only time I ever felt bad for Will Smith.
The only time. Not even at 7 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't even feel bad for him when he made that awful song Miami, but I'm off that.
Well, no comment on that. I fuck with that song. It's okay. The video just resurfaced on Twitter, and people didn't realize how dope the video was. You didn't think the Miami video was dope? Really? All them trends? Alright, we're not doing this right now. Next topic. The fact that you even want to defend this. Is that not that's a dope video, Ralph. Come on, man. We not talking about last night by fucking what's the as yet? That's not what we talking about. My silence. For real? Alright. Really? Okay, now y'all gotta let us know. This is gonna have to be a poll question on social media. Y'all don't like the Will Smith Miami video? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Let's talk about something lighthearted that's trash too. This XXL Mag has put out their annual freshman class list. 2021, we have a crop of new rappers and MCs that you may want to call them, have been coined the next up. And I'll just go through them very, very, very quickly. We have Murray, we have Ian Dior, we have Lakea, we have DDG, 42 Doug, Ruby Rose, Blast, Pooh Shiesty, Tusi, Coil Ray, and Flo Millie.
Tusi. It's a funny name.
Yeah, definitely. You familiar with anybody else?
So I'm familiar with a few names.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only person's music I might be slightly familiar with is Flo Millie.
Okay.
Which she's dope.
Mm-hmm.
I know 42 Doug has been out for a minute.
Yeah.
He's been going kind of crazy, so I can't be mad at him.
Yeah.
Only reason I know Pooh Shiesty is because of the name.
Yeah,
Just the
yeah,
interesting name. But I know he's been out doing his thing too,
Yeah.
out of Memphis. The rest of these individuals I am not familiar with,
Yeah.
so I can't really speak on them.
Yeah.
But you know what I do notice about this list?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has Lil in the name.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is the first time in a long time.
Yeah, that's a great
Ain't that
observation.
crazy?
That's a great observation. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm familiar with a few, more than half of this list. Maybe not all the way in their music, but just through visibility, social media, things like that.
Yeah.
Murray, I'm definitely familiar with him. His album Street Sermons just came out a few months ago. He has a song called, what's the name of that? Quicksand, which I think is dope. He puts you in the vein of somebody that sings and raps.
Okay.
But he's not necessarily the best.
I was about to say, is it good?
It's like Kevin Gates. It's like Broadway. It's like that. It's just that. So if you like that, that's your guy.
And you've mentioned Coil Ray to me a few times.
Mm-hmm. Coil Ray, trash. I'm not gonna.
Damn.
Like, that's on. I mean,
wait, this is Benzino's people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, none. He was trash.
I mean, no facts. No, I definitely not this. I'm just saying, like, I was. Yeah,
But no, Coil Ray, like them TikTok songs, get the fuck out of here. I don't care about that. Like, she does have one song that caught my ear, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that is great. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But get the rest of them out of here. Okay, DDG, I've heard of him. I think mainly because he was like on the episode of Wild 'N Out or something like that.
Okay.
So
and he was voted in by fans.
I've heard. I think he has like a strong YouTube following or something like that.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he's a YouTuber, but just that working for him. So okay, we know Pooh Shiesty. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Blast. I've actually heard his project a few weeks ago. I actually think I talked about him on the pod. I think I enjoyed Blast. Like Blast is in the vein of like a buddy, like somebody that just something like that. For Millie, I've always heard good things. I just never got into her music. Tusi, don't know. Ruby Rose, don't know. Ian Dior, don't know. Lakea, I've heard of her, don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll say this about the XXL mag this year. Although I may not be familiar with a lot of these, I think that these are strong picks if you're just talking about what the kids are listening to and what could possibly be up next. Every time that the XXL mag comes out, they trash them. I have to understand that these are just a new crop of rappers that have been selected.
Exactly.
From whatever the new pool of rappers is. The only thing that my biggest critiques of these lists are, I think more and more over time they got more and more commercial. I think that they don't dig deep for artists.
Yeah. And that may be, that's probably the issue from the last few years.
Well, and a lot of people have turned down the list.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, most famously, Nicki and Drake did it because they felt they should have been on it the year before, and then politics and just things and everything moving forward.
Okay.
So, it was somebody else that declined too. I think Post Malone declined when he was on the, I'm just saying, he's a star. I hate it, but he's a star. But who else? It was somebody else. But everybody that kind of like said no to an XXL freshman spot were stars.
Got you.
And sometimes they get people, like these people got projects. Like Murray has an album out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So how can you pick them to be a freshman? Usually in those senses, like you kind of get them before the project or after they have, you don't want to get them when they're having success.
Maybe they switch the rules as to who can be I guess elected or whatnot.
Yeah,
like maybe you have to show and prove first before you're elected a freshman. Which, if that's the case, that's kind of wild.
That's kind of wild. Like, because a lot of these people, for whatever you think about their music,
they have
a level of success.
Yeah, right.
Not even just projects, success.
Because 42 Doug definitely has been popping for a minute. Like I've heard his name a lot.
Yes.
Same with Pooh Shiesty.
Yes.
And Flo Millie.
Yes.
Like This is crazy. But what I
Ray
will
got a whole song that's charting. Like
that's
quit saying it's a charted song.
yeah. Now what I will say, which I don't think I've said this in years, I think I'm interested in listening to the ciphers now. Like with these artists.
Because you're not familiar with them.
Like half of them I'm not familiar with. But the ones I am, like I kinda rock with their music. So it's like, okay, let's see what they got. Let's see what they got. This is interesting.
Yeah, this is interesting. And I have to let go of my nostalgia for previous XXL covers because when XXL started the freshman thing, I want to say it was 08, 07, something like that.
Yeah, it was. You got to remember, this is Generation Z.
Yeah, like that's why it changes. Like it changed, and you know, like the last best class to me was like 11 or 12. I can't remember.
This is crazy.
But when you go back and look at those old classes, you like, bro.
It's times have changed, man. What people look for in a rapper is different today. And again, that was our generation of people. This is an entirely new generation, and I don't even mean rap generation. I mean generation of humans. Like these people were probably born 2000 and forward. Like that's crazy. That's crazy to me. People born in 2021 now. That's nuts. That's to think about. So yeah, but I am interested in
like
in
even this class isn't the best one, but listen to some of the names I'm finna give you. You got Future, you got French Montana, you got Macklemore, you got Hospin, you got Roscoe Dash, you got Iggy Azalea.
Oh damn! What year was this?
This is 2012.
Wow. Like that was 9 years ago.
Listen.
Wow.
And then 10, I damn near name these. You know, it's got Cole, you got Nipsey, you got Wiz, you got OJ the Juice Man, you got Freddie Gibbs, you got Big Sean. Then everybody else kind of.
That's a wild class.
That's a wild class.
And
J-Rock. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mention J-Rock.
And this is 2010. That's nuts.
I think Kendrick had the best class. Let me see. 2011. You got Meek, I can get the name them. Meek, Crit, Sci-Hi, Yellow Wolf, Fred, Mac, YG, Kendrick, Diggy. If you want to go a little B, if you want to put a little twist in there. Okay.
Wow.
That's probably the most well-balanced class to me. Like 11 is clearly the best one to me.
Shit, I say 10 and 11 kind of fighting for it. But so think about those names Ralph just listed, right? 2010 class, 2011 class. And now think about the 2021 class. Think about the type of music that
we've got
those class.
That class producing what this class.
Yeah. Not saying the current class's music is trash by any means. I'm just saying the type of music is different.
Yep.
From the entire class. Like Crit, Kendrick Lamar, 2011 class. 42 Doug, Flo Milli. Just think about the type of music between the two. Fred the Godson, like that's nuts.
Rest in peace, Fred too.
Yeah, rest in peace, Fred the Godson, man. So it's like, at what point did the type of artist you look for change? Is it just because the generations of like the people making the music change? Like,
well, it's industry too, right? Because the XXL Freshman cover used to mean something. At first, it was more novelty. It was definitely you're pulling a lot of people that you definitely haven't heard of. And then when labels got involved, you can start to see that there was an MMG pick. There was a good music pick. There was a, like you can start to see that.
Yeah.
Remember when, those were a thing, not necessarily not now. Well, you can probably say that they're picking like a Gucci pick or something like that. I don't know.
Would you say something like that? Because that would be
that's
Pushai. Has Gucci had a pick in prior years?
I don't know. Not without further research. It's a possibility.
Got you. Yeah.
Well, you had OJ the Juice Man. That was,
Yeah. we just gotta realize that this is like it's just a new generation of music.
Yeah.
Like I guess the type of music that's mainstream is different.
And I can think it's trash. Like I mean, or I can think it's not for me either.
Oh, right.
Because I don't want to constantly keep shitting on new rappers all the time. You know what I'm saying? If something's not for me or that's just not my vibe, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But I can acknowledge that I like this song and still think that it's horrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can acknowledge that.
Of course. And I think that's shit partially where my growth is at. It's like knowing that this is just a whole new generation of people, of humans that are making music that's not for me. Like I have to break it down like that to understand. Like that shit just ain't for me, man. They grew up in a different time with different influences. This shit ain't gonna be for me, and that's okay. That's me talking to myself here. So
that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That shit crazy. I am interested in these cyphers though. I just want to see. I just want to hear what it's like now. I just want to hear.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know the cyphers are coming, which Moray doesn't rap to me, so it's like it's a cypher gonna sound like, you know, when you're singing.
They gonna be harmonized.
When you the singy dude, like, you know what I'm saying, like you don't rap.
You gonna harmonize,
but you not R&B. Like it's weird, you know what I'm saying?
It's all Drake's fault.
Yeah, you gotta take the blame for something.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Speaking of taking the blame, we gotta blame something on DaBaby, which is a play on his album. I hope you caught that.
I did. Nice segue saying. Hey, we out here, bro.
I try.
You ain't even went Super Saiyan yet.
Oh no, man. Let's see what we get into with this story, which is not necessarily a story. It seems like, right? It seems like more of a spat. I like that. I don't think it's a story.
I fuck with a spat.
Okay, it's a spat, right? Well,
a spat.
All right. Well, recently on Juneteenth, you know, our ancestors are rolling over in their graves because of this, right? But Meg the Stallion called out her industry boyfriend. That I would say, I'll call DaBaby an industry guy, like an industry man. You know,
work husband.
Yeah, work husband. That's it. Work husband. So recently, Tory Lanez released a new single where DaBaby, you know, 300K King, right, got his feature verse off. And I forgot the name of the song, but neither here nor there. Meg took offense to that, and she took her gripes to Twitter, where she called out her work husband, DaBaby, for supporting her. How do I say this? Well, Tory shot her, all right? I don't know what to say. I'm trying to think of a word.
Ain't no tiptoeing around.
Right. He shot her, right? So she was like, I guess DaBaby and Tory both have something in common. They both shot people and didn't go to jail for it.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, right, you have Meg pretty much, you know, going at DaBaby on there, and he kind of downplayed and deflected it. And then Meg's boyfriend, Partisan Fontaine, who he has one song, but it was with Cardi, so, you know, however you want to pick that. Mm-hmm. And then he is a songwriter, so with that being said, he's not necessarily a bum, but per se, he's not necessarily in the artist realm of Meg or DaBaby, but he's sticking up for his girlfriend Meg and just calling out the bullshit.
Got you.
So with all that being said, you know, I can't get into all the, you know, all the chit chatter and all the tweets, but kind of like now that the story's kind of laid out there, what do you think about that?
It's levels to this story. It's like Meg and DaBaby. They got joints together. They got joints. Okay, cool. Understand it. They probably build some type of friendship off of that because they work so well together. Okay. I get that. Mm-hmm. I understand Meg's point of view. Yeah. In this situation, hey, me and you, we work together. We built this friendship. Speaking to DaBaby, we built this friendship. Like you my guy. Like we, you know. Yeah. You my people. Yeah. Meg gets shot by Tory. Yeah. Meg would assume that that DaBaby just wouldn't work with Tory Lanez because, hey, you shot my friend. Yeah. That's messed up. Yeah. Like, you can't shoot people. Yeah. especially not my friend. So no, I won't do any business with you now.
Yeah.
That's probably that's Meg's perspective here, which I understand. Now, from DaBaby's perspective, I think it's strictly business here. I think it's strictly business. Like, I haven't heard the song that they did together. I saw part of the video where Tory Lanez came out shooting it like a western.
Oh wait a minute.
Wait, you haven't seen that shit?
I heard the song and I was just like, oh, this is okay.
video?
This is something I never have to listen to again. But I never heard the video. That is nuts.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
That kind of changes it now. Damn. Okay.
So
okay.
Now, so I didn't see the whole video. I've seen clips of the video, right? So I saw one clip where I guess on Tory Lanez's verse, he comes out of like a saloon. It's like a western setting. He just come out shooting, and then on DaBaby's verse, it's like I guess like present day. He's like in I don't know what kind of car it is, but it's like, you know, a current car. Some nice shit.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a play on past and present. I don't know. I didn't listen to the song, whatever. So from DaBaby's perspective, this is just business shit. Hey, we might got a banger. Here's my verse. Put the song out. Let's shoot the video. Like, he trying to get money. He got his $300K for his verse. Like, I can't say who's right or wrong here. I can't. I understand Meg's perspective. I 100% do. She's valid in her feelings for the whole shit.
Yeah.
100%.
I'll say this. Meg fucked up thinking that DaBaby was her friend. That's where it went left, right? You thought this man was your friend. He thought, listen, there's a difference. It's the difference between, you know, a friend and an industry friend. You know what I'm saying?
But who's to say DaBaby is still not Meg's friend?
Well, the thing is, I think with that, no, because if that's your friend, I think you would turn down that collab. But the thing is, Tory Lanez hasn't been a pariah in the music industry. Clearly, he still, you know, puts out music.
Yeah.
And nobody,
Clearly, people are still supporting him because he's still making music.
So, with that being said, right, it's just like he's not a pariah. So, if he got 300 bands to give me,
300K? Fam. Am I gonna pass up $300,000? Like, this is basic human shit. Like,
I can't knock DaBaby from doing this.
That's
right?
all I'm saying.
Because people have still, you know, I hate to bring Chris into this because that's my man's, but people still work with Chris after everything that he's done, right? And whoever you want to pull out, you know what I'm saying? R. Kelly, people will work with R. Kelly if he wasn't in prison right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it's true.
So it's, you know, whoever you want to pull out, they'll still do it. So I think Meg put too much into what she thought her and DaBaby's friendship was.
Yeah.
Because,
and taking it to the timeline.
And yeah, maybe that's something that could have been handled behind closed doors too. Because I feel like, you know, Meg is right to feel how she feels. You know what I'm saying? Because like, hey, we actually work well together. Like, we could possibly tour together. Like, that's a tour that I'm pretty sure people would want to see.
That's an arena.
Because a lot of their fans cross.
Yeah. Which is why they got joints.
Yes. So it's like, with that being said, it's just like, damn, man. It's like maybe you could have just, you know, swipe this one verse. Like, you getting 300 bands, you can get another 300 from another artist. Why gotta be Tory?
In DaBaby's mind, shit, why not? 300K. That's my price. That's my lowest price.
Yeah.
Maybe he got more.
Okay.
Shit.
Well, let me ask you this: do you think that the boyfriend was right for even sticking this?
Well, that was gonna be my next point because that's a whole nother layer to the story, right? So, from his perspective, this is my girl. So she got beef, I got beef. So I understand his perspective, but there's a but here.
What's big but?
This is
no pun intended.
No, pull it.
Hold on, real quick, sidebar to the sidebar.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Let's do it.
It's a horrible segue,
Let's do
right?
it.
But did you see the Thot shit video?
Come on now.
Because I said big butt.
Come on, man.
All right. Well, all right. What's understood doesn't need to be said. All right, back to the topic.
Facts.
All right.
Is his name Pardi or Partisan?
It's
What's his real name?
It's Partisan. That's his rap name. His real name is Jordan. I'm looking at Wikipedia.
Okay, Partisan. Meg is his girl, so she got beef, I got beef. So I understand him coming at DaBaby. Was it necessary? Not really. So, whatever. But this is DaBaby though. Like, he's we know DaBaby's resume. Let's say that.
If I ain't never lauded nobody for being authentic, it's DaBaby.
Facts. So, yeah.
But the way that DaBaby downplayed it, you just hear how he talks. He's just like, I don't even argue with my bitches, so I'm not going to argue with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. I don't know if you take disrespect to that being the man of Megan, but he downplayed it. You know what I'm saying? He just left it alone. But Pardi jumped out the window. I feel like he jumped out the window, but who's to say what he did was right or wrong, though?
Right.
I'm just looking at it from, the outside. I just feel like he jumped out the window on that.
I feel like it wasn't necessary for Pardi.
It's understood you don't have to say anything.
Yeah, right. I feel like Meg and DaBaby, whatever words were exchanged on Twitter. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, like I didn't think Partisan needed to interject.
He made it worse.
Cause now that I feel like Partisan interjecting gives DaBaby more ammo to really go off if he wanted to.
But DaBaby is really trying to keep a low profile.
No, I agree.
I don't think he wants the static that comes with that type of back and forth, or even being in between what Meg and Tory had or have going on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Because that cut into the 300K verse.
Yeah. That's what I'm about to say. That makes it worse when you try to get another 300 from the next pop star or somebody that comes along.
Yeah. So. But this easily could have went left. And you know what? Reading through this, you know what this kind of reminded me of? Mm-hmm. Did you hear the story about old girl that called her boyfriend up to the job to beat up somebody?
Got his ass whipped.
Like, it easily could have turned into that type of situation.
That's what I'm saying. Like, now, then again, I don't know Pardi. Like, I don't know that man.
I don't
know him.
I'm just saying.
But I'm just going with the heavy favorite in this one. If y'all get into a little boxing match,
we know the resume.
I know the resume. I'm not picking Logan Paul over Floyd Mayweather. Because Pardi he's kind of tall, you know what I'm saying? DaBaby is this tall, so it's like Floyd and Logan Paul. I'm going with the person with the hands that's proven over the person that got
on multiple occasions, and on camera.
Yeah, so I'm going with DaBaby. He's the heavy favorite. No disrespect, Pardi. I don't know you.
That's all I'm saying. That was a wild fucking story though. Like, it's so many jokes to be had, but I feel sorry for my guy.
We still feel sorry for Will? Oh,
I ain't talking about Will.
Oh, okay. What are you talking about? I was confused. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. It's so many stories.
I know.
It's so many. I'm talking about the dude that got called up. They got beat up.
Oh, yeah. That's what you talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. My guy was probably at the crib chilling.
Man, look.
And then
I think
this whole life shattered.
I think a lot of that has relevance in this story too. I feel like Meg was at home like, oh, this nigga got me fucked up.
And that's the thing. It's like, did Meg ask him to step in?
Nope. The battery got put in the back because you see your old lady acting up. He's like, oh, I have to say something, even if I don't want to. And he did.
But to keep it all the way above, still understanding that Meg's feelings are valid.
That's where we're not trying to get lost.
Yeah. Right. I don't understand why she felt the need to respond the way she did to a retweet.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. Meg handles everything on social media, so I can't expect this to be any different. You think that something like this, she be with her own real life friend.
This is true. We gotta understand. Meg is still in her mid-20s.
Yes,
she's still in her mid-20s.
Just like we talked about, this is a different crop of humans.
It's facts.
Meg is not, just because Meg is the biggest star doesn't mean she's not excluded from the same behavior that the rest of the littles exemplify or show.
This is true.
So
she in that generation. I think that might be the type. Crop of hands.
no.
It's on my brain works, man. So yeah. Listen, I hope no harm comes to anybody. I hope this is done now. I hope everybody got their thoughts out.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. So yeah. Pardi and Meg, they look happy. They be out here kicking.
You know why Meg probably a little pissed too? She probably paid another $300 for a baby verse because you know Meg got an album coming.
Oh yeah, the Tinker Slow shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the baby on there.
Shit might not be no more. Seeing how she acting, she might have taken the shit. I'm just saying.
Well,
I'm just
baby,
saying.
I still got.
Yeah, hey, I got my three.
And I can reuse them bars for another 3.
Listen, my work done. My work is done.
But no, I know we get lost in the joke. Meg's feelings are very valid.
100%. We gotta make sure we say that because not trying to get canceled. So yeah.
How you gonna get canceled, man? We still down here, man. We ain't nothing canceled. They'll cancel our little podcast, man.
Next topic.
I see your little podcast.
If I could tell you how many times I've heard that, like,
your little podcast.
like really, like you really don't have to say shit. To be honest with you, like if you don't rock with it, it's okay.
Like, look. If you don't listen, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I just don't ask you not to lie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like it's.
Now, if it's like some constructive criticism, I hear you.
I appreciate constructive criticism because it only helps us get better. That's it.
Man, we trying to grow. We trying to get deals. We want to be on a TV screen more so than a YouTube screen. There's nothing wrong with that. But we trying to do that. So if you have constructive criticism, yeah, we'll listen to that. But the thing is, we can't lose our personality. That's not going to be lost in translation.
That's facts. So, yeah.
I don't know. We pretty much reached the end. Did we have anything else? I'm sorry.
Was that it? It was lit. That's kind of a stacked list for the week.
Yeah, it was stacked list. That was pretty much our main topic, the party. Pardi, Meg, and DaBaby, unless we had something else.
Nah, I do want to shout out, God, I hope I pronounced this lady's name correctly. Shakur Richardson.
Yeah,
she just demolished everybody on the track and field.
Amen.
Joey,
Amen.
I cannot wait to see her at the Olympics, bro.
Hey man, black women doing good things. She out here looking like the new City Girl Flojo or something. Like, I'm rocking with it, man.
I love it.
I love
it.
Well, I mean, we went to school with plenty of Shikaris.
Oh, that 100%.
Fire in track. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
true.
we're used to the hood girl being very, very good at that type of sport.
Mm-hmm.
But to see that on the world stage would warm my heart.
Listen,
like that orange hair, those nails, I need to see that.
Yeah, man, it's beautiful. Like the sheer just excellence that black women exude, man.
Yeah.
Like just in general, but then you get a Shikari who has the colored hair, who has the nails that's done long, like just on the track field, dusting everybody.
Thanking God and all that stuff. I was like, oh yeah, I don't know where she's from. She's probably from Chicago or something.
It's amazing. It's amazing to see. Shout out to her. She's going to the Olympics. Dope. Beautiful. I cannot wait to see her race against other women like across the world and like just pull ahead. This shit nuts. So shout out to her. So yeah, I think that's the end of the documentary.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh no, she's from Dallas. I'm just looking.
She's from Dallas.
I'm looking. That's neat. Oh yeah, she's from Dallas. Okay.
Dope.
Something very Chicago about her, but sorry about that.
So yeah, if you're still with us, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us on YouTube.
Yep.
Please like, share, subscribe.
Yep.
Hit the notification bell. We got more stuff coming to y'all soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, and if you are listening on audio, we're about to get into the song of the week.
What you got this week, bro?
Man, I'm going. Listen, because Busta Rhymes didn't do the top tier hits.
Okay.
I gotta hear "Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See," bro.
Gotcha.
So that's what I'm going with. Off of When Disaster Strikes.